So I made a video saying stop looking for a good boyfriend and start looking for a good ex, and also said that the true measure of a man is how he acts when you break up with him. And some people are like, ooh, if you would break up with me just to test. I was like, no, I'm not saying that at all. But honestly, like the percent chance that someone that you are dating, which could be like a 2 weeks in thing, it's like a 97-99% chance you're gonna break up with them at some point. Um, and that will show you what they're like. And a lot of us who never broke up with, never, like, the first time we're breaking up with someone is after 5, 10, 15 years of marriage, and we're like, oh wow, I had no idea what you were really like. Look at that, you actually are evil. And someone was like, yeah, I'm looking for my future ex-wife, or I'm trying to date my future ex-husband. And it's like, oh, that's a cute punchline and all, but like it's statistically it's not wrong. And that's a smart. Some people mentioned that they would not date someone who's a cop or army, not because they have anything against those professions, but because you don't want to have an ex in one of those professions. And the most important thing is date someone that you would want to be a co-parent with, because unless you're both gay men, there is a chance that one of you is going to somehow get pregnant somehow. So co-parenting is the biggest thing, and you have no idea what a terrible co-parent they're going to be until you've broken up with them. I'm not saying you should do it as a test, that would be terrible, but I'm saying you should break up. Like, if you're like, maybe I should break up with this person, you probably should, because you're going to learn a lot when you do. And then if you need to change your mind and get back together, if they'll take you back, cool, whatever. But like, if you're thinking you maybe should break up with a person, you probably should. And someone was like, yeah, how they act, how they talk about this, how they act is a green flag. I don't believe in green flags. There's no green flag. There's no one thing that makes someone safe. Oh, they love dogs. No, there's plenty of evil people who love dogs. But they can be part of a collection of signs that are good. A big one is people say like, oh, listen to how he talks about his ex. Be careful. Don't take this to mean what he says. What he says about his ex is going to be determined by how they actually were. Like, if they were evil, then the person you're dating is going to talk about them as though they were evil. That's just reality. If talking about their ex still puts them into fight or flight, they're going to have a weird tone. And the red flag there isn't that their ex was weird. It's not that their ex, but it's that they're not healed enough. And so they might need a little more time and space to heal. But it doesn't mean they're a bad person. It just means their ex was a nightmare, which is a thing. What you're listening for when they talk about their ex is their tone, and if they have contempt. The only thing that can actually be a red flag is contempt. Hate is not a red flag, because if their ex was awful, they're going to hate their ex, and that's a healthy response. Anger, healthy response. So I think that how they talk about their ex thing, like, it can be, I have just met people with really, really awful exes, and so you can't just be like, if they speak negatively of their ex. But it's, and also someone else mentioned someone who can say their own part in the failings of the past relationship. Now, sometimes the person is purely a victim, but even then we can own our own part as victims and see where we didn't stand up for what we knew was right, or what we knew we had to do for ourselves. Some people talked about like going back to their exes. I'm like, no, if you broke up with them, you broke up with them for a reason, and unless that reason is somehow no longer up there anymore, which I don't know how that would work, don't go back to your ex just because they were well behaved with the breakup. That's a nice thing, a green flag, but it doesn't make any red flags go away. And someone asked, what makes a good ex? Well, pretty much someone who respects what you say. If you're like, hey, I need this much space, I need this much time, I need this little contact, and they follow through and they do it respectfully, and they never argue. Like, the worst thing a person can do is when I say, hey, I'm out, they can say, no, don't leave, and they close the door. They can say, I'm pushing you. I'm like, no, words came out of my mouth and they have meaning. And if you do not respect those words, like, you can reason with me, but don't try to persuade me. Please is for before you ask for something, not after you've been told something.